we've seen a lot of coaching turnover. When you played, Shaq, what did you like in a coach, and what set the good ones apart?
Well, my coach had to be a triple OC. He had to be over calm, over cool, over collective. Especially with all the media whirlwind in L.A., Phil Jackson is that guy. He kept things cool and collected in the locker room. He was a triple OC.
Triple OC? Almost like a triple OG.
Their Eastern Conference rival going into this game. 2K Sports brings you Friday night NBA action. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony. It's got to be a relief to see Jimmy Butler back in uniform, looking healthy and ready to go.
Yeah, everybody's glad to see him back out there. It was surprising to me to see just how well they were able to cope with his injury. A lot of guys stepped up in his absence, and they hardly missed a beat.
Yeah, and their confidence has to increase considering how well they played during that time. But now that you're adding him back into the mix and they are poised to take another step forward, you have to be careful with complacency.
And the Bulls start out with the ball. Now the starting group for the visitors. We've got Al Jefferson. Batum is out there with Zeller. And there's Kemba Walker. And it's Lamb at the 2 spot. Chicago on defense, coming off that loss against Philadelphia.
You know what? That's a game where the coach might just want to burn the video because there's no question they're a better team than what we saw, but they got crushed on that night.
And I'm still trying to figure out what happened there, Greg, quite honestly. I mean, no matter how it looks on paper, you still got to show up and play and compete. And it looked like they were not interested in being there.
Now here's Lamb. Aaron Brooks missing his last shot.
And they get the first bucket of the game on that one.
I tell you what, fellas, I'm anticipating a good one here.
Butler in the corner. Heritage has a wide-open look. Off target with his 3. Chicago on defense.
It wasn't even close in their last matchup, and their offense just wasn't ready to compete at that level.
And I really think, Greg, they've got to find a way to produce easier baskets. I mean, whether they do it by running in transition or getting to the free throw line, they don't want a repeat of that past performance.
Just a great job of attacking on the break.
Yeah, exploding to the basket like that, Greg, just as soon as that ball was going the other way, that's exactly how you want to do it.
Now here's Noah. He's coming off a 16-point game against the 76ers in Philadelphia.
And equally impressive on the backboards. I thought his rebounding was huge.
Nikola Mirotic, drafted as a late first-rounder, Clark, back in 2011. The Spanish star finally made his rookie debut in the NBA last season, and it was worth the wait.
It sure was, Kevin. I mean, once he started to get consistent PT, I mean, he was remarkable. Can run like the wind for a big guy, not that strong, but more aggressive than you'd think.
It's almost as if there's a lid on the hoop for him right now. He still hasn't gotten one to fall in the quarter.
It seems that every pass they make is leading to a score here. I mean, that's just exquisite ball movement.
And that's because the ball is looking for the best shot, and it's really paid off for them during the run.
Goes up and slam dunk by Lamb.
And really, these teams don't even look like they belong on the same court today.
I don't think they do, based on what we've seen, a double-digit lead, and we're still in the first. Ouch, that's painful.
And again, no good by Chicago.
You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
The shot's good on the assist by Walker. 6 points for Lamb.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
The last 5 trips they've had have ended with a great pass leading to a basket. They're really sharing the sugar.
And Kemba Walker is going to pick up the foul. That's his first foul. On defense, the visitors. And the foul on Al Jefferson. That's his first foul. Noah the screen. Mirotic with it. 20 points for him last game against the 76ers in Philadelphia.
Yeah, but he set up shop at the free throw line. I mean, he just could not be defended out on the floor.
Got a perfect 6 for 6 in the game up to this point. Batum inside the three-point line, and they cash in right away with the quick shot.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
10 straight points off assists. That's very impressive, and it also makes the game easy and fun to watch. A good open look, and he splashes home the three.
For a franchise that had so much success under his tenure, there was sure a lot of friction with Tom Thibodeau, and the Bulls front office surprised a lot of people, I know, including yourself.
Yeah, you know, it's not something that you see often, a winning coach at odds with his GM and president. With how often their differences came up, though, you knew something was afoot.
Really strong rebounding on the interior, and he gets the easy putback.
Chicago making some changes. Taj Gibson's checked in for Mirotic. Etuan Moore comes in for Dunleavy. And it's Heinrich in for Brooks. Chicago shooting their first free throw tonight.
And just to mention, a season ago, they were very comfortable at the line, hitting about 78% of their free throws.
And you can't take those numbers lightly, fellas. I mean, their free throw shooting made a difference for them in a lot of their games last season.
It's good, and he drew contact on the shot, so he will go to the line. A three-point play chance here. So Kaminsky will go to the free throw line. Taj Gibson picks one up. Portis, he's checked in for Noah.
And with Thibs, he did end up getting fired from the Bulls this past season. Some saw it coming, but still, I think surprising given the level of success he had. His imprint is all over this Bulls team in the way they approach the game.
And they're pushing it up. Hansbrough misses.
The defense ready for him on that possession. They had to be, because he is so strong in the paint. And how about the bounce pass there being used to perfection?
Gone an incredible 8 of 9 from the field.
And when you look at how Thibs got fired, I mean, there are a lot of reasons why a coach can be let go. I mean, he didn't have any performance issues, but apparently clashed in some form or fashion with the front office. Sometimes that's all it takes to be asked to go somewhere else.
And here is more. After Jeremy Lin hitting the three, Portis can't get it to go. And here's the fast break. Hansbrough, that's good.
They've been hot here early, dropping them in left and right.
Rolling, rolling, rolling. We'll see how long they can keep it going.
The shot by Heinrich, no good. And stolen by Butler. Moore against Len. Heinrich passes to Butler. Back to Heinrich from the arc. And that is good.
There is no way a player like him can be left wide open like that. Did you pay attention to the scouting report?
Now here's Walker. He had 16 points in the win against New York. And Kid Gilchrist kicks to Lin. 18 feet out. Buries the jump shot. Lin's got his second bucket of the night.
And you can't help but pick their defense apart. They're completely in disarray.
Well, everything's coming too easily. I mean, at some point defensively, you have to take something away.
Here is Heinrich. Outside Butler. And a great assist by Heinrich as that one goes in.
That's just run-of-the-mill for him. A typical day at the office. He's one of the more skilled offensive players out there.
The offense coming free and easy as we wrap up the first quarter. The away team up 8 from the United Center in Chicago. Back in a moment. And now the second quarter just getting set to start. And looking at what we've seen so far, guys, from the visiting team, what do you think?
They've been a well-oiled machine offensively thus far.
They've kept the ball moving, Greg, and their opponents chasing after it. That's how they've piled up all the points.
They've got Batum. Al Jefferson out there with Tyler Hansbrough. Then it's Jeremy Lamb, and it's Lynn in at the 1. Here's Lamb. It's on target from the high post. Lamb's got 8. Bulls trail by 10. Now Brooks. He's coming off a 10-point game against the 76ers in Philadelphia. Mirotich's shot is off.
Most of the time, that shot will go down. Boy, the defenders have to make sure they tag it.
And Hansbrough kicks to Jefferson. Count it from 12.
Yes.
And one thing about Big Al Jefferson, big offensively in the post, he doesn't seem to be moving that fast, but Clark, he piles up the digits.
Yeah, he puts numbers up. I mean, he's got a deep bag of low post tricks. He positions himself well. He's got a wide body, good hands, and a nice touch, so it makes him hard to stop down there.
Yeah, the chemistry has been terrific. Really impressed with their offensive execution.
You know, the defense, Greg, has really been kept off balance because of the outstanding passes. 4 straight field goals have been made off an assist.
Here's Mirotic after Jeremy Lin's bucket.
He's really lacking in confidence out there. 0 field goals made so far in this game.
Batum with the ball. He's picked up by Heinrich. Outside, Batum. Here's Hansbrough. Jefferson trying to break loose. On the mark with the 15-footer.
Assists like that have typified their effort today. Terrific ball movement.
Really a prime example of the difference in how these teams have operated offensively. Much more individual play at the other end.
And guys, Nicholas Batum is a real greyhound on the floor. The guy's got long strides, runs fast, long and limber Clarky. He covers a lot of ground.
Extremely active at both ends of the court, Kevin. Great versatility. He can defend 3 positions, and he's played big minutes for the Blazers.
Bulls making a switch here. Noah's checked in.
How about the inbound pass there? Easy bucket.
Gone a perfect 4 of 4 since the second quarter began. Perfect from the field. Lynn dishes to Zeller. Out to the wing. Lamb passes to Jefferson. It's tipped and stolen by Mirotic. Fast break. Here comes Chicago. And Dunleavy gets it to go in. Dunleavy's got 7 points in the game.
How's that for a quick possession?
Yeah, no hesitation at all taking that one to the basket. Beautifully done.
And guys, now the NBA has what's called player tracking. I mean, they can show how much ground a player can cover over the course of a season. And Nicholas Batum, always amongst the leaders. 2 seasons ago, he was number 1.
And so here is Chicago following the 3-pointer by Nicholas Batum.
And Batum with that slender build, you know, you like his height and length, but he can get pushed around at times. I think he could still stand to add some strength.
Chicago shooting their second and third free throws tonight.
Line for the Bulls, 2 shots.
The first one falls. And he can't hit the second. Gone a sensational 5 of 5 from the field since the start of the second quarter. Here's Lynn. Uses the glass to finish the layup. Lynn's got 9.
They're scoring boatloads of buckets. It's raining buckets from inside.
Well, the defensive rotations, Greg, have been a step slow, and it's really helped them get that ball inside time after time.
Stolen by Jeremy Lin. And Batum kicks to Lamb. It's deflected. Okay, time now for an injury report. Let's get an update on Kirk Heinrich's injury. Let's go over to Doris Burke.
Hey, Kevin, I spoke with head athletic trainer for the Chicago Bulls. At this point, he's saying that it looks like a level 1 twisted ankle. The season is young, but that is tough news to get at any point in the year. We'll see how well the team comes together in his absence. Kevin?
Thank you, Doris, for the update. We appreciate it, and we really hope for the best, as always.
And he's a tough guy. My guess is he'll be back before we know it, and better than ever.
Greg, I sure hope you're right. I mean, there are just so many uncertainties when it comes to dealing with injuries, though. Let's hope for the best.
Bulls trail by 16. From the top of the key. And he didn't get quite enough under that one.
Major defensive lapse right there. I mean, he's not a player you can leave open for a jump shot. You've got to stay attached to him. They're lucky he couldn't punish them for it.
And good on the basket. Book it. And that's 11 points here for Lynn.
How about the passing? They are moving the ball without any thought, without any individual agendas.
Yeah, and it's really fun to see that kind of unselfishness. Really hard not to appreciate all the assists they've racked up.
So for the Bulls, Portis is checked in for Dunleavy. Jimmy Butler comes in for Kirk Heinrich. And Moore subbed in for Aaron Brooks. Now here's Moore. 1:43 left to play in the first half. Here's Portis. He's covered by Zeller. Down to 5 on the shot clock. That's a 2 from Butler. Zeller grabs the board.
They've shown some strength in the paint today. Their work on the boards has been impressive.
Guys, that's putting it mildly. I mean, they've been absolutely dominant.
Here's the 2K leaderboard with last season's best free throw shooting teams. The Bulls third.
Collectively, I mean, they had an amazing year at the free throw line. Sometimes free throw shooting can be contagious, and it seemed like everyone on their team had the hot hand.
First one falls for him.
Terrific game for Lynn. He has 12 points, and from long range, he's hit 1 3-pointer.
And when it's all said and done, I got a sneaky suspicion he's going to have a few more.
Both free throws good from Lynn. 1:21 left to play here in the half. Moore with it. He's picked up by Walker. Here's Mirotic. And again, Chicago. No good.
Oh, man, still a goose egg for him in the scoring column.
Well, what a season it was for Mirotic last year. Came on stronger for the Chicago Bulls. Continued to improve. Effective in the playoffs. Really a joy to watch in his first year.
And interesting, so much hype going into the season was about Dougie McDermott.
Yes.
And whether or not he was going to be in the running for Rookie of the Year. It ended up being Mirotic. Most years, he could have walked away with that award.
Moore. And again, no good by Chicago. Gone 3 of 3 from three-point land here tonight. Here's Lynn. 6 for 6. He's yet to miss from the field.
And chalk up a few more points for him there. This has been a one-sided game in just about every area.
Absolutely. I echo that sentiment. Their offense, their defense. I mean, it's all been terrific.
Gotten both of their three-point attempts to go down here in the second quarter. Kid Gilchrist, no luck.
Kevin, I didn't like that defensive effort at all, but they're lucky he missed it.
Yeah, you hope that's not indicative of the type of D they're going to play, because if they do, they're going to have struggles with him tonight.
As a defender, you always have to stay on your man's hip. If you don't, that's what's going to happen.
Outside, Lynn. Back to Walker. From 17 feet out. Nice jump shot. Good. Hansbrough's got 4 points in the quarter.
And he is the ultimate when it comes to being a floor leader on the offensive end.
Yeah, you know, he's got a little bit of Greg Anthony in it. And he has been that leader today. I think he's done a really nice job of moving the ball and distributing it the way it needs to be done.
Yeah, well, Clark, I'm glad you referenced specifically why you thought he had a little Greg Anthony. I thought you were talking about my knees, my man. He looked a little hobbled out there for a moment.
So as we conclude the first half, so far fairly one-sided.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Welcome, everyone. We'll be taking a look back at what was clearly a one-sided first half of action. Ernie Johnson here with Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. And that'll do it for now as we send you back to Kevin Harlan for the start of the second half.
And as we begin the second half, first half wasn't even close, guys, and we'll see if there is a comeback on our hands or more of the same as we get the third quarter started. Jeremy Lin really making a difference here.
The way he was able to attack the rim in that first half, defenders are going to need to start building walls and being connected defensively if they want to have any chance to stop it.
Now, come on, Greg. That's much easier said than done when he's the penetrator. I mean, his speed and agility make him extremely tough to cover.
Butler teams with Dunleavy on the perimeter. Mirotic out there with Noah, and it's Brooks in at the guard position. And that's the group for Fred Hoiberg as we begin the second half. Here's Walker. Jimmy Butler making his last shot. And Walker kicks to Zeller. Right at the free throw line. That falls. Nice feed that time from Walker.
When they pulled up from mid-range, more often than not, they've buried it.
And that shot might not be the #1 option, but if the D will give it to you and you get it in rhythm, that's the one you take.
Mirotic gets the bucket.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the setup was good, the screen was solid, but you also have to look at the fact the defender didn't do his job as well as he could have.
And the dunk by Zeller.
Boy, just an excellent assist. Nice work from Kemba Walker.
Well, the Bulls shooting at 36%. They really seem out of sync offensively. To the wing right side. Here's Mirotic. Rebounded by Lamb.
He is just really almost playing for the other team. The shooting has just been poor.
They've had assists now on their last 3 baskets.
And it's not just their passing, but also the body movement off the ball that's created a lot of those opportunities.
Chicago calls timeout.
Way too many shots in close, and he's got to get his guys to cut that down in terms of points in the paint.
Clearly the reason for the timeout, Greg. I mean, he wants his guys to toughen up inside and start protecting the rim.
And now Doris Burke has an update from the sidelines.
Well, Kevin, I was able to listen in on what the head coach of the Chicago Bulls was going over in his huddle. He told his guys, be patient at the offensive end. Whatever we do, we cannot waste possessions with bad shot selection. Coach was not wasting any time in altering their strategy here in the second half. And Kevin, he's going to have to hope those changes take effect quickly.
Great. Thanks for the report, Doris. Watching Mike Dunleavy Jr., he's simply the mark of consistency. We know he's in his mid-30s, but you know exactly what you're going to get out of him every season. I think Tom Thibodeau, last year's Chicago coach, really admired that and loved it.
It's so funny watching Mike Dunleavy Jr. play. I remember when his dad coached me when I was with Portland, and he was a little kid running around, and all of a sudden he's become this great NBA player. But you're right, though. He's made himself into a valuable asset in terms of the role he's been given for the Bulls.
Here's Brooks following the basket by Nicholas Batum. And Kemba Walker is going to pick up the foul. That'll be his second foul of the game. They set the pick. And Dunleavy gets it to go in. Dunleavy's got 4 points this quarter.
Talking about Dunleavy, boy, I tell you, he was playing at a high level already by his second season in the league. Practically every statistic across the board matches up since then. And that's over a decade later.
And the shot is good.
Yeah, that's asking a lot from that defender.
Yeah, it certainly is. I mean, he just doesn't have the size to really be effective in that kind of matchup.
Here's Dunleavy. 11 points in the game. Brooks with no one around. And the Bulls, another 3.
And getting back to Dunleavy's consistency here in his later years, he's one of those guys who has really ramped up the nutrition. He's hitting the weight room. I could make the case that he was a tougher, better player last year, especially on defense, than at any other time in his career.
Nice pass there to set that bucket up.
And that's 10 of their last 12 points that have come off assists.
Here's Butler, a great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and nasty jam.
And he can time his passes so perfectly. Wow, what an assist.
On the wing, Batum. Back to Walker. At the top of the key, Batum. Zeller takes the elbow jumper and drains it. Zeller's got 8 points.
Moving it around, 8 of their last 10 coming off assists.
And, Greg, you know nothing makes a coach happier than selflessness on the basketball court.
Now here's Brooks. Noah wide open. Here's Mirotic, and there's 2 points. Working on the glass, paying off that time.
And the defense just gets caught standing around that time and giving up the second chance opportunity.
You know, that just can't happen. They need much more effort than that on the glass.
Inside, and there's Al Jefferson on the assist from Lamb. Lamb's got 3 assists tonight.
Well, if you're going to give them layups, there's no way you're going to get back in this game.
Moment here now for an injury report. And let's get an update now on Nikola Mirotic's injury. Doris, any news?
Hey, Kevin, I spoke with head athletic trainer for the Chicago Bulls. Unfortunately, guys, he said it doesn't look good. That's a bitter pill for them to swallow at such an early stage of the season. It really changes the look of this entire team, guys.
Thanks, Doris. Guys, the only thing you can wish for is that the prognosis isn't quite as bad as they're making it out to be.
Yeah, that's a tough one. Was really hoping for better news than that, but that does not sound encouraging.
It sure doesn't. I mean, that's a really hard blow there.
Here's Walker. Aaron Brooks picking up that last basket. A nice shot by Zeller.
No misses for him yet in this quarter. Solid as a rock.
59 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Brooks kicks it to Noah. The shot by Butler, nobody around. And the three ball is good. Butler's got 9 points.
Okay, that's more like it. A nice job here in the second. I mean, their field goal percentage is way up compared to what they did in the first half, where they shot a very low percentage. It actually was just above 30%.
Wow, he got whacked on that one. Shouldn't be much debate there.
Blatant contact. Straightforward call. Simple.
And that one misses. So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Taj Gibson's checked in for Noah. Portis comes in for Mirotic. Kirk Heinrich, he's checked in for Dunleavy. And Moore subbed in for Brooks.
And you know, guys, Taj Gibson now has 6 full seasons in the NBA. Already 30 years old. Seems like just yesterday he was being drafted.
And gobbled up that rebound and went straight into attack mode on the putback.
Oof, he is one of the most determined rebounders, Clark, we have got in the NBA.
Yeah, you're calling it right, Kevin. I mean, he gets so many second chance points because of how hard he works to get to the rebound.
There's the bucket. Good. And that's now 11 points for Jimmy Butler.
Easy to see who's going to win that race.
Yeah, early offense is often easy offense. Excellent work that time.
Pulls from the top of the key. Drained for 2 points. 5 seconds left to play here in the third. From deep three-point range, that misses. Would have counted had it gone in. And at the end of the third quarter, a huge lead in this one may already have been decided. The away team delivering the blowout. We're going to step aside for just a second, but join us right back here for the start of the fourth quarter next. Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. Bulls trail by 20. All right, now a chance to set the floor courtesy of Gatorade. Fourth quarter action, all fueled up and ready to go. We've got Tyler Hansbrough. Jeremy Lin is out there with Kemba Walker. Then there's Michael Kidd-Gilchrist. And it's Kaminsky in at center. Gone 3 of 5 from beyond the arc so far tonight. Here's Kidd-Gilchrist. Well-placed jumper from the free throw line.
An open jump shot there, and their D not putting up any resistance today.
Heinrich outside. Moore left side. From past the arc. And it's Lin with the rebound. They've been doing a great job of sharing the ball.
Excellent display of team play.
And guys, Sade comes to mind for me because right now that offense, it's a smooth operator.
Sade, I like that, Greg.
And Kidd-Gilchrist had that very funky jumper coming into the league. And prior to last year, really worked tirelessly. Not an easy thing to do to try to change the entire form and structure of your jump shot.
Chicago making some changes. Bairstow, he's checked in for Gibson. Dunleavy comes in for Jimmy Butler. And Tony Snell subbed in for Kirk Heinrich. Fourth quarter of basketball. We're about a minute into it. And there's the bucket from Bairstow. Clark for Kidd-Gilchrist and his shot. It seemed to be a step in the right direction for his entire offensive game.
Well, Kevin, it was the first year of reworking that jump shot, and the mid-range percentage has gone up as a result. That's positive progress.
Moore with it. Now guarded by Kaminsky. No one near him. No good from Moore.
And not a night he's going to want to remember, just not really able to score the basketball.
It's picked off. And now Moore pushing it up. No one back to stop him. Drops in the breakaway layup.
It's as if the defense just let him go.
He'll thank them for that because he got a chance to perform a little razzle-dazzle on that one.
Here's Daniels. Drills it from outside.
The shooting percentage continues to elevate here in the second half.
Well, as a group, they've been harmonic since the break. In sync. Good team basketball resulting in high-quality shots.
Now here's Moore. They set the pick. Just 5 to shoot. In the corner, Snell with it. All alone. Rebound by Roberts. Gone 2 for 2 from three-point land to start the fourth quarter. Just a little under 2.5 minutes have passed now here in the fourth. And that one's good.
Wow, risky shot there size-wise, but the incredible skill that he possesses allows that one to go.
Well, the quick high release negated any height disadvantage he had right there.
Now here's Moore. He dishes it to Dunleavy. Here's Snell. Passes it to Moore. Here's Portis. Hansbrough defending. From deep. And it's Daniels with the rebound. Gone a perfect 4 of 4 to start the final quarter. Can't ask for anything more than that.
It's still pretty early to judge, but so far the 2014 draft class has lived up to the hype. The top guys were as good as promised, and a lot of talent down later in the draft as well.
Chicago's gotten off to an 0 for 2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Here's Bairstow. That one's off, still out of sync. Gotten every shot they've taken so far in the fourth quarter to go win. That's 5 in a row to start the quarter.
Wow, just look at that lead. Both ends, they have been the team in control.
Yeah, and they put the fans simply on mute. They've not had anything to cheer about, and they've been silent.
And it's Moore penetrating. And the Bulls with another miss.
You know, he's been off his game this quarter just a bit. Hasn't been able to get a whole lot to go so far.
Beyond the arc, and he gets it to go.
Well, there's hot guys, and then there's really hot. They just can't miss.
You know, Greg, sometimes you'll see an individual guy go on a shooting tear like that, but the whole squad, wow.
Yeah, the defender all over it.
Greg, he got him good there. I mean, that's why the shot was so far off.
Bobby Portis. At the line for the Bulls, 2 shots.
Free throw good, Portis. Chicago making a switch here. Brooks checked in. That one falls, so he hits both of them.
Remember, for a long time, flopping was like the #1 concern in the NBA. I mean, it still happens a lot, but the rules have curbed it quite a bit. We have seen less and less flopping the last few years.
Off the screen, and that's going to be a travel. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist is checked in for Nicholas Batum.
Michael Kidd-Gilchrist.
And there's a minute 45 left here in the fourth quarter. Brooks right side. Back to Moore. Launches a 3. And again, Chicago. No good. Some doubted how the flopping finds would have worked. Overall, there have been less egregious flops for the better in the NBA.
Yeah, and there will always be room for embellishment, but I like the fines because it really does minimize the number of extravagant flops. Guys have adjusted, and they're not laying down as much as they used to.
Here's Roberts. The feed to Daniels. In the corner, it's Kidd-Gilchrist. Kicks it to Hawes. 5 on the clock. Gets the 14-footer to fall.
That's a clean look they gave him there, fellas, and he drains those.
Chicago has gone 0-3 so far in the fourth quarter from long range. And Moore kicks to Brooks. Here's Portis. That drops, and it comes off an assist from Brooks.
Nice pass. He got the ball right into his teammate's shooting pocket. On time and on target.
The pass to Daniels. Here's Hansbrough. The 18-footer is right on the mark.
Terrific run to seal the deal.
Yeah, and now let's just keep an eye on how much longer they keep the foot on the accelerator.
Now here's Moore. Off the mark there with the three-point shot.
Not a quarter to remember as far as his offense is concerned.
Yeah, you know, he's not making any kind of impact for them at that end of the court right now.
That shot's good from Hawes.
And they've just done a great job of keeping this crowd out of the game. And we're getting closer to victory. The crowd's getting quieter.
And there's not a whole lot for them to be cheering about anymore. I mean, their guys got it handed to them.
And that lead pass allowed him to get straight to the rim, unabated, in stride.
It's Kid Gilchrist on the wing. On the wing, Daniels. And so the road team gets the W in this one. This one was over well before the final buzzer. The fans were waiting for something to get excited about, Greg, but they never got it.
They sure didn't. I mean, they just rolled to this win. They made it look really easy. What an efficient performance at both ends.
Thank you for joining us. That'll do it for now. For Greg Anthony, Clark Kellogg, and Doris Burke, this is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for watching the NBA presented by 2K Sports. Now time to head over to the studio where the award-winning Ernie Johnson is with Shaq and Kenny, all standing by. Guys, take it away.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Welcome back, Ernie Johnson, along with Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Let's quickly move forward now to the presentation of our Jordan Player of the Game, Kemba Walker. Kenny, your thoughts?
I can't imagine a player having a better night from the field than he had tonight. His shooting percentage was off the charts. He used every trick in the book to get those high percentage shots. He shot from every direction, and there was a little bit of luck here and there, but he was on fire.
Well, he showed us just how good.
And folks, that's it for us. Thank you for tuning in. Always a pleasure. For Kenny the Jet Smith, for Shaquille O'Neal, this is Ernie Johnson. Have a great night.
Let's take them back. Yeah, 94. As the preacher takes the pulpit, fix your coat, prepare for 40 below spit. 7 days of heaven's ways and hang-ups. Chris and Ryan again, and we wishing anybody who isn't wishing us well bankrupt. A L and whatever else ain't up. As far as me, I'm still caught up in all it. Still calling my expendables, cause it's hard to believe I can fit all of them boys in one. And the streets start trembling. It's way too many it seems. Too many witnesses. Up and down with their visions of what a street is. I call it the seesaw syndrome. Syndrome, maybe you make a mistake, you lose. And this is for the real hip-hop. So would never, ever, ever ask me, am I here to replace Guru? Word? That's how you feel up on this track? Little try on that. What you trying to rap now?
It's the 2K Sports pregame show.
This is 2K Sports. I'm Ernie Johnson. Welcome to the NBA. We're joined by the legends, Shaquille O'Neal and Kenny the Jet Smith. And coming right up, we'll see this home squad playing against the Portland Trail Blazers. For the Trail Blazers, they come in off a win in their last game against the Grizzlies, continuing their winning streak, which now stands at 3 games. They're starting to get into a nice little rhythm here, looking to keep it up tonight. One of the bigger stories this offseason, where would LaMarcus Aldridge wind up? Ultimately, he chose to leave Portland. How much does this set the Trailblazers back, Shaq?
Pretty far, Ernie. It's going to be impossible to replace the consistency and the numbers that Aldridge provided. But now, Damian Lillard's team going for it, so he has to keep everybody involved, and he has to be a little bit more consistent, especially when shooting a long-range shot.
Yeah.
Welcome, sports fans. Thanks for joining us. And it's time for NBA basketball on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan alongside Clark Kellogg and Greg Anthony with Doris Burke on our sideline. For the Portland Trailblazers, they come in off a good outing against the Grizzlies in Memphis.
They just looked stable pretty much from the get-go, guys. I mean, sometimes you'll see some inconsistencies come up in a road game that you don't see at home, but not the case in that one.
Tremendous balance on display, Greg. I mean, when you look at who was carrying the scoring load, making assists, playing unselfishly, I mean, they had it all working, and that led to the nice road win.
All right, let's set the floor, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up and ready to go. On the floor for Portland, they've got Al-Farouq Aminu, Plumlee out there with Davis, then it's Allen Crabbe, and it's Lillard in at the 1 spot. Here's Aminu. And fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2. It goes on Cody Zeller. You know, guys, Al-Farouq Aminu, so highly regarded coming out of college, still really finding his way around the NBA. But this last season with Dallas, he may have found his niche in this league.
That's a great point, Kevin. A guy who can give you a lot of things, rebounding, defense, hustle points. But he's already played on a number of teams in his young career because he's still trying to, as you put it, find that niche. Maybe he's finally developed who he is.
Tyler Hansbrough's checked in for Cody Zeller. And he's good on the second.
Yeah, and on the topic of Aminu, he's a bit of a tweener. Doesn't have quite the quickness and ball handling skills the top small forwards have. Doesn't have the bulk or grit to match up against the better power forwards. He's a hard fit for what you want to have done at that position. Boy, just an excellent assist. Nice work from Kemba Walker.
Right wing. Here's Aminu. It's rebounded by Jefferson. Portland on defense.
And, guys, getting back to Aminu, he still has the tools to be a really good player, but like so many young guys, he has to focus. He has to bring the intensity 100% every game, and I could see him being one of those late bloomers, if you will.
Now, here's Lillard. He picked up 30 points in their last win against Memphis.
And not just the scoring. It was also how fierce he was on defense, grabbing 3 steals on the night as well.
On defense, Portland. Walker the pass to Jefferson. Back to Walker. From the arc. And that one's good. Jefferson's got himself going with the triple, his first basket of the game.
Off to a nice start here. They've hit all 3 from the field.
Passes it to Plumlee. And the foul on Al Jefferson. That's his first foul.
That's his first personal foul.
So first quarter just over a minute and a half in. And Lillard kicks to Crabbe. And it's good. Assisting on the play was Lillard.
Only took them a few seconds to answer the 3 ball with one of their own.
Greg, we've got a 3-point battle taking shape here.
Now here's Batum. 14 points from him the last game against Chicago.
And he also was a table setter in that game, Kevin. Just an amazing job with his passing. Just a joy to watch that.
Here's Aminu. 4-point game. Right wing. And Plumlee kicks to Lillard. Plumlee with the screen. 6 on the shot clock. Missed inside.
That's terrific defense right there to prevent from converting in close.
Outside, Walker. Pass to Jefferson. His shot is good, making him a perfect 2 for 2 from the floor.
Impressive start here. That's 5 straight makes to start the game.
As magical as the 2014 playoffs were for the Blazers, remember they beat Houston in that first round, that great shot by Lillard late to win it and move on. 2015, not as much. You know, Greg, they drew a very tough Memphis team, as you recall, in the first round.
Yeah, you often talk about styles making fights. Very similar in this series. They were going to drop the first 3 games before being bounced, but still a good showing for a team that struggled mightily down the stretch with injuries.
Here's Aminu, following the basket by Jeremy Lamb. Here's Plumlee, banked in off the glass.
Oh, that is just weak defense there. I'm pretty sure that was not the plan to give him those kind of baskets at the hoop.
Now here's Lamb. He's coming off a 10-point game against the Bulls in Chicago. Here's Batum. That falls. Nice feed that time from Walker. Batum's got his second bucket of the night.
They've worked hard and created great chances for themselves in this opening quarter.
And if they match that effort at the defensive end, watch out.
And Davis throws it down.
And great effort on the boards, and what a mean
dunk
that was, Kev. I mean, you just will not see him ever quit on a play.
That guy is a handful. You've got to have a body on him, Clark, at all times.
And you know what? Sometimes that's not even enough. He'll go around, over, or through you to get to the pump.
An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Noah Vonleh, he's checked in for Plumlee. Alexander comes in for Ed Davis. Maurice Harkless is checked in for Al Farouk Aminu. And it's Frazier in for Lillard. Here's Crabbe. Feeds it to Frazier. Stolen by Jeremy Lin. He kicks to Lamb. And the shot counts. He's fouled, and it's a chance for a three-point play.
Yeah, he earned that one. I mean, taking the hit and still able to get that one to go down.
Incredible body control right there. Don't know how he was able to get that one to go, but it sure was a thing of beauty to watch.
Kaminsky is checked in for Nicholas Batum. And guys, over his first 3 seasons, no question Jeremy Lamb has been a major disappointment. Clark, his game simply didn't seem to evolve at all over that time.
Well, that's why scouting is an inexact science. You know, he was a major piece in that James Harden trade, Kevin, a few years back, but just hasn't found the traction anticipated for him.
Gone an incredible 8 of 9 from the field. The feed now to Kaminsky. There's Lin with the 3. That one goes. Count it. Lin's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Trailblazers trail by 10.
And on the topic of Lamb, he really has everything he needs to succeed. Great length and athleticism. Was an excellent all-around jump shooter in college. For some reason, his game just hasn't translated to the NBA level yet. But I think if he can improve his motor, he's going to have an opportunity to be an impact player for a long time.
Here's Lin. The Blazers getting the bucket. Three-pointer. That's good from Kid Gilchrist on the assist by Lin.
It's taken them no time to build this lead up. Great first quarter offensively.
But no time to relax here. They've got to keep the pressure on with the defense, and I think they've got to try to put this one away early. And, you know, regarding Lamb's development, most scouts felt the weaknesses he did have could be ironed out over time. Well, there's still time. He needs to improve his strength, his ball handling, and his effort on defense. All things well within his control.
Here is Frazier. Michael Kidd-Gilchrist making his last shot. 3-second difference between shot clock and game time. Hits the three-point bomb. Crabbe's got 6.
It's like everybody is in a rhythm right now. Incredible stuff here early on.
Both teams playing downhill. You know, coaches say that all the time. You want to play downhill. Well, at some point you think somebody's got to cool off in this one, right?
Clearly, they've been the hotter team here in the first half.
Well, they've been grit and grind, working for those high percentage shots, and quite honestly, it's paid off for them.
The first quarter concludes in a double-digit lead on the scoreboard. The home team up by 12. And the second quarter will be on the way when we come back. And now a chance to hear from point guard Damian Lillard as he explains his stoic demeanor on the floor.
I was taught to, never let anybody see how you feel. I kind of just embraced it, for my entire life. Just, you wouldn't know if something was going on in my life or not, because as long as I'm taking care of business and doing what I need to be doing, that's all that matters.
I would say, Clark, we probably shouldn't expect to see Lillard starring in any reality shows about his personal life.
I think that would be accurate. I mean, Lillard is a young man who is all about taking care of his business and doing what he needs to be doing. I mean, his reality is trying to live up to the expectations for him in Portland.
Well, not exactly a close game so far, but as the second quarter starts here, plenty of time for a comeback. Guys, what's your take on the home team so far?
You know, it's been a great display of team basketball here thus far.
5 guys, 5 fingers working as one. Just beautiful team basketball on display for these guys.
On the floor for Portland, Davis is out there with Plumlee. Then there's Frazier. Then it's Damian Lillard, and it's Aminu in at the 3 spot. Tyler Hansbrough's checked in for Kaminsky. Home team on D. Outside, Davis. Clock at 6. To the inside. Aminu with the bucket.
You know, that's been a big part of their offense in the early stages. I mean, their success working the ball inside and getting points from close range right at the rim.
And Clark, they might as well keep doing it. I mean, attack the basket until the defense makes an adjustment. Ooh, that's as forceful a finish as you're ever going to see out of this guy.
Well, gee, it adds now to their lead in spectacular fashion.
And, you know, that lead's only going to grow if they're not prepared to defend a little more staunchly than that.
And it's Davis missing.
Excellent. Really solid job, actually, by the defense to get in his way as he was going up for that one.
A shot by Batum, no good. Frazier dishes to Lillard. With the teardrop. And it's good on the way in. Lillard's got his first points of the night.
You know, obviously, he knows how to finish with some flair.
Walker the pass to Batum. Back to Walker. His first shot coming late. He squares up and sinks it.
And the crisp passing has opened things up for them offensively.
10 straight points off assists. That's very impressive, and it also makes the game easy and fun to watch.
So timeout called here, the first for Portland.
Yeah, and they swept this matchup the 2 times they played last year. They held the advantage on paper and on the court.
Yeah, exactly. An interconference matchup here. Not a lot of familiarity, but I wouldn't say they caught them off guard. There's a reason one team was in the playoffs and the other team was watching.
And we're about 2 minutes into the second quarter here. A shot by Frazier, no good.
Those are chances almost always you can rely on him to get you 2 points, but the D, just enough to keep him out of rhythm.
You have to be disciplined on defense, Kevin. Biting on every pump fake isn't going to get it done.
Walker against Lillard. Davis with a screen on Walker. And Lillard kicks to Davis. Now the dish to Plumlee. And it goes out of bounds. That one is off Zeller. And here in the second quarter of action with a hair under 2.5 minutes played so far. Lillard dishes to Davis. Just 5 on the clock. That's good. Davis has got 6.
Just the height separation on that mid-range jumper. Excellent job of taking advantage.
One thing about Ed Davis, guys, he has the physical tools to succeed. The agility of a gazelle and the wingspan of a condor or pterodactyl.
Frazier outside. Back to Lillard. Takes the 3. Good, and it's Frazier who picks up the assist. Lillard's got 5 points now in the quarter.
And if you're the guy who has to guard him, it is never going to be an easy night for you.
Walker against Lillard. Shot's good by Walker. 5 points in the game.
And how about that for a response?
Well, it sounded as though, or at least it looked as though it sounded like, we'll give you a 3, and then we'll take it right back.
And you can tell he's hungry because that's how you eat away at a lead right there. Make some highlight reel plays and shake that defense up.
Well, Greg, you're right. Not all 2 points are the same. Not when they come on a stuff like that one.
Well, I like the craftiness in his game. I mean, he can distribute or he can attack the basket, just like we saw right there.
Now Frazier. And there's a whistle. That goes on Jeremy Lin. That is his first foul of the game. An almost entirely new group here for Portland. Vonleh's checked in for Plumlee. Alexander comes in for Ed Davis. Maurice Harkless is checked in for Al Farouk Aminu. And Krabs subbed in for Frazier. Up top, Harkless. Lillard attacking, and the serious dunk to finish it off.
It's hard to believe that he's a point guard. I mean, he can power those dunks down as well as any big man in the league.
If not better. He's a phenomenal finisher.
Enjoy seeing that kind of bounce out of that spot on the floor.
Inside, here's Vonleh. A great 1-2 punch. Beautiful pass and nasty jam.
And he just leaves the D in the dust and explodes to the basket.
You're right. Clark, maybe a momentum changer right there, huh?
It could be, Kevin. I mean, a dunk like that can sometimes get an opponent reeling.
And the interior D is really starting to be exposed here. How many layups have they gotten today?
And the shot is good. And 11 points for Damian Lillard.
Some defensive breakdowns are starting to show up now. Their last 4 buckets allowed have come from very close range.
Yeah, high percentage shots are what they are getting in terms of the attempts, and that's just not going to get it done. They have got to figure it out.
He dishes it to Harkless. They get a hand on it. And foul called as he misses. He'll go to the line and shoot 2.
And for Noah Vonleh, last season came in as a heralded freshman out of Indiana. Some people thought he might crack the top 5 in the draft, but after some shaky late workouts, he fell all the way to 9.
Well, Greg, in watching Vonleh, you can see he has the size and range to be a difference maker. Excellent rebounder, big hands. Clark, you've talked about that, simply working on refining his skill set at this point.
Yeah, and it's a matter of work ethic with him because I think the tools are there. Work ethic and experience, and I think this kid is going to be a nice front court player for a long time.
Kaminsky, he's checked in for Cody Zeller. There's the pass to Lamb. That falls. Nice feed that time from Walker. Walker's got his 8th assist here tonight.
And at the offensive end, he's done about as much as they could have hoped for today. And guys, what I like about Damian Lillard, very decisive with the ball in his hands, always in attack mode. He keeps it hopping, and he has a killer instinct in the clutch.
The first one falls. And for Lillard, he keeps the ball moving, as Greg was talking about, and Clark, he keeps his teammates involved.
Very proficient in the pick and roll, understands the nuances of looking at weak side defenders and getting to the free throw lane for the roll man. He knows all the tricks to make that pick and roll really successful.
Kicks it to Lamb. Back to Walker. Lets the 3 fly, and yes, sir, that one drops. Walker's got 8 here in the quarter.
A wide open 3. They need much better communication defensively.
About 3 seconds between shot and game clock. Nobody near Lillard. And he can't answer back. The 3-pointer offline. Gonna sublime 4 of 4 from 3-point range since we've gotten in here in the second quarter. Back to Jefferson. It's good from about 19 feet. Jefferson's got 7.
It's amazing how Al Jefferson makes shots like that look so easy.
Lillard from outside. That's good.
Really just a tremendous day for him. And if you remember, he was just as good in their last game.
He knocks it down, but wait a minute. The officials are getting together. They may want to review this one. And the teams are going to have to wait before heading to the locker room. They're going to bring out the monitor and see if he got that shot off in time.
And the footage relayed to the officials from the replay center in Secaucus, I think he got it off in time. The replay leaving little doubt.
But to me, it's worth being certain. And that's why we have replay, to get these big calls right.
And they've overturned the call. The replay was conclusive, and that one's going to count.
And Kevin, an example of why it's good to have replay. I don't know what kind of impact it'll have on the final result, but you always want them to get every call right.
And through the first half, a pretty lopsided affair. The home team, they lead by 18. And we'll be back for the second half following the break. Keep it right here on 2K Sports.
The 2K Sports Halftime Show.
And what an amazing performance the hometown fans are witnessing here tonight. Ernie Johnson, Kenny the Jet Smith, and Shaquille O'Neal. And that's going to do it for now as the second half is just about to get started. Now back to Kevin Harlan and the rest of the 2K Sports crew. We will see you later.
Ladies and gentlemen, dance team.
Welcome back, everybody. Third quarter just about to get going here in what has been so far a runaway game. We're seeing a tremendous game from Damian Lillard.
You know, we talk so often about making your teammates better, and his ability to see the floor and then make those passes on time in that first half was the key.
Boy, I tell you what, they say he's not a playmaker, but he certainly has fooled me with the way he's performing right now.
Walker with it. Kemba Walker is out there with Jeremy Lamb. Then there's Al Jefferson. Then there's Batum. And it's Zeller in at the power forward. And that's the group for Steve Clifford as we begin the second half.
The D has gotten a little lax defending the three-point shot at that end.
Yeah, 3 of the last 5 baskets they've allowed have come from beyond.
Here's Crabbe. And they wasted no time getting those 3 points back. Crabbe's got 9 points.
And how about that, responding to the three-pointer against them with a quick one of their own.
Terrific little tay-to-tay going on right now. Back and forth. Here we go.
Batum and Al Farouk Aminu gets the whistle that time. That is his first foul of the game.
I mean, I like the call. I thought the defense was just there a little late.
Yeah, it looked like it. I mean, he kind of slid underneath as he got to the spot, too.
Here's Lamb. It's good again, and an excellent 7 for 8 shooting night so far.
And good passing, setting up a lot of these buckets right now, Kevin. That's been the key.
Dime-dropping delights is what I call it.
Yeah, it's a nice pass. I will give you that one.
Yep, he's on the money, that's no doubt. They're making this a runaway.
And the only question for me right now is just how big the lead will eventually become.
For the 3. Count it, and he's now 8 of 9 from the floor.
3 for 3, and that's always a good way to start the second half. And watching Al Jefferson over the years, he can be dominant and be efficient in doing it. For all the points he's piled up, he's always been around a 50% shooter. And for all the times he's handled the ball, his turnover rate is relatively low, so that's giving your team good quality possession.
Jeremy Lin, he's checked in for Kemba Walker. So it's Portland now. Here's Crabbe, and he gets the bucket. Crabbe's got 5 points in the quarter.
Nice move and finish. I think the halftime break really gave him a second win.
Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Well, over the break, I listened in on what Terry Stotts had to say in his huddle. He told his guys that their offense needed to run through Lillard. Coach would like to see him utilized in the offense as much as possible. We can expect to see them going to him constantly. Clearly, some adjustments there had to be made because the time left for a comeback is quickly running out. Kevin, over to you.
Thanks again, Doris. Good on the second free throw. Third quarter here, over a minute and a half into it. To the inside. It's tipped. Davis with the bucket. Davis has got 8 points.
Their second half has started quite well. They've been good on 3 of their first 4 attempts.
Lynn kicks to Jefferson. And out of bounds as the Trailblazers gain possession. Here we are in November. Let's see how things are shaking out in the West early in the season. Taking a look at Houston. A terrific position for them as they hold up that illustrious top spot, but it's a long season, as we all know. And checking out Portland, tied in first place with them.
Yeah, and when you look at Portland, they have performed above and beyond expectations thus far. As good as they've been, is it fair to wonder just how long they can keep this up?
Of course it is. I mean, I'll tell you this, they may have snuck up on some of their opponents here in the early season, but they're not sneaking up on anybody anymore. Teams will be ready for them.
Batum passes to Jefferson. Dishes it to Lynn. Here's Zeller. Buries the jump shot. Zeller's got 9.
Another pass put right into the shooter's pocket. Right in the shooting pocket for a terrific assist. They've done a lot of that today.
And it's something we haven't seen much of at the opposite end of the floor.
Tyler Hansbrough's checked in for Al Jefferson. And Portland with a change here, too. Frazier, he's checked in for Lillard. A touch over 2.5 minutes of basketball played here in the third quarter. Aminu dishes to Plumlee. It's stolen by Lamb. The basket good off the assist from Lynn. Lynn's got 4 assists in the game.
Just a great job of attacking on the break.
Yeah, you know, exploding to the basket like that, Greg, just as soon as that ball was going the other way, that's exactly how you want to do it.
Plumlee with a screen on Lynn. And Aminu kicks to Plumlee. And he dunks it down.
Nice job clearing some space out under the boards and setting himself up there for the putback.
And not just any old putback, Clark, but a big, big foul.
You know, Kevin, you can't be pretty, though, with those second chance opportunities. I mean, just put it in the basket.
Sound offensively, really no other way to put it here in the second half.
There's really no comparison between the teams in terms of the way they've both shot the ball since the break. You know, he just hasn't looked right to me. A bit out of sorts, if you will. Something's off with his mechanics, at least as I look at it.
There's Lynn with the 3. The shot, no good. Now Portland takes it the other way. And the hope for Jeremy Lin last season was that he'd take a step forward in his development, but it almost was the opposite in his play.
And that can happen. You don't always go a straight line north in your improvement in this league. He'd been on an upward swing as far as his shooting accuracy, but last season was the worst since his rookie year in that area.
Hansbrough, that's good.
That's how to orchestrate for your teammate. Terrific pass.
Time called here. The Blazers decide to talk it over.
And talking about Lin last season, he never quite gelled with what they were doing in Los Angeles. Both he and Kobe need the ball to be effective, and I got a feeling you guys know which one of those two is going to get it.
Here's what Portland's going with right now. Vonleh's checked in for Plumlee. Alexander comes in for Ed Davis. And Harkless is subbed in for Al-Farouq Aminu. Got nearly everything to drop this quarter. They're 7 of 8 from the floor since halftime. In the corner, it's Kid Gilchrist. Here's Zeller, and he gets it to go from the high post. Zeller's got 5 points in the quarter.
And, you know, getting back to Lin, he was actually pretty strong starting out the season. In November, he made 48% of his shots, 37% from downtown. But in April, he only hit 24% from the field and was eventually shut down for the year.
And just a step ahead of the D in that possession there, making the pass. Nice assist.
Walker the pass to Zeller. The shot's good on the assist by Walker. And it's 13 points for Cody Zeller.
And really keeping the ball hopping around here offensively.
The last 5 trips they've had have ended with a great pass leading to a basket. They're really sharing the sugar.
That's good. 10 points for Noah Vonleh.
Well, he doesn't waste too many of those chances close to the basket.
Gone 2 of 3 when they ventured outside the arc in the third quarter. Kid Gilchrist dishes to Zeller. Back to Kid Gilchrist. Out to the right wing. And he knocks down the jumper. Kid Gilchrist has got 7 points.
What a passing display he has put on here tonight.
Yeah, he's spoiling us, Greg. I mean, there's just another fantastic dime dropped right there. That one certainly should make the highlight reel.
Here's Harkless. Misses the three. Here's Lynn. Connects in the foul line jumper. He has 5.
Wow, got that one off right in the face of the big fella. Nice quick fire release.
Yeah, and the mid-range shot really the only option in that situation. Sometimes when you're facing a bigger guy, you can't get it all the way to the rim.
Welcome back. Fourth quarter action starting up in what has been a one-sided show. And for Portland, their shooting has been fun to watch in this game. They're at 57% on the court right now for the Trailblazers.
Almost no chance of that shot going in.
Yeah, there were a lot of other places he could have gone with the basketball instead of forcing that shot up.
Here's Hansbrough. Foul call that time on the way up. That'll give him 2 chances at the free throw line here.
That's his first personal foul.
And guys, Tyler Hansbrough, as heavily a decorated player as we've ever had in college, has somehow seen his numbers steadily decline in the pros. Last season, he was in for an average of only 14 minutes a game, the lowest of his career. And he also only averaged about 4 points a game, which also equaled the lowest of his career.
No good at the stripe this time. Second misses also. Clark, Tyler Hansbrough has been a effort guy, but he hasn't, just displayed the physical tools needed to match up that looks like with bigger power forwards.
Yeah, and if you lack certain physical tools, you better have a well-developed skill set. That other area where Tyler has needed improvement is his skills. Still young enough to turn it around, but the clock continues to tick.
Here's Lillard. There's the pick. 6 on the shot clock. There's the triple. The Trailblazers rebound and a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. It's on Nicholas Batum.
That's his first personal foul. At the line, number 44. 2 shots.
The first free throw is good.
Well, with Steve Kerr and Jason Kidd both coming with no coaching experience over the last few seasons and also having success, I don't know, guys. Maybe we should throw our hat in the ring, but pretty impressive stuff.
That's not for me to do. I've already determined I don't want to coach for a paycheck, even if it is a big one.
On the wing, Batum. From deep. The long distance 3 is buried.
Perfect screen there. Set him up with a terrific look.
Yeah, I like the fact that the setup was good, the screen was solid, but you also have to look at the fact the defender didn't do his job as well as he could have.
Sweet little floater. You look at the coaching success for both Jason Kidd and Steve Kerr, both with long playing careers, championship experience on their resumes. Steve, in fact, Clark even had some time in the front office with Phoenix.
And don't forget about his broadcasting career either, Kevin. I mean, I think in both cases, though, you look at these two guys, they were able to come in and have immediate credibility with their teams and their playing experience, part of their preparation for being coaches.
Lillard outside. For 3. And it's Daniels with the rebound.
They're not totally dominating the glass, but they're definitely doing enough to keep this lead right where it is.
Yeah, but they've separated themselves, Clark, in a number of categories, rebounds just being one of them. Now, that's where you like your shots to come from.
Portland's gotten off to an 0-for-2 start from downtown here in the fourth quarter. Down low, here's Vonleh. That's good.
He's one of the best in the league at that. Even with just a tiny sliver, he always seems to find a way to get it up and in.
And Roberts kicks to Batum. Just over 2.5 minutes played now here in the final quarter of regulation. Hansbrough, that's good.
Boy, that mid-range jumper is a beautiful thing to have in your bag, and they've had it going today.
And some say it's a lost art. but they're getting excellent results with it tonight.
The wide open look here for Vonleh. The rebound by Hansbrough. Gone an outstanding 4 of 5 from the field in the fourth quarter so far. Daniels kicks to Batum. And stolen by Lillard. Here's the teardrop. Pass to Vonleh. Here's Alexander. And it goes as the official calls the foul. Count it. He'll shoot one more at the free throw line.
Now that's how you pick up second chance points. Stay active and be ready as soon as the shot goes up.
Both teams will make substitutions.
Well, it seems like this is something we've said quite a bit the last few years, but now we really feel like we're in a golden age for point guards. So many point guards on so many teams are the leaders and best players on their teams. You can name a dozen all-star level point guards in the league right now.
Shoots. A nice shot by Roberts. Over 3.5 minutes through the final quarter now. Trailblazers have gotten only 3 of their 9 field goal attempts to go down since the end of the third. Pretty cold down the stretch. Pass to Alexander. Plays it up and banks it in. Alexander's got 4 points this quarter.
Very well executed pick to give him all kinds of space to get that one off.
There's a screen by Hansbrough. Here's Daniels. Hits it from three-point range.
Having a lot of trouble stopping the three-point shot.
And they're not making up for it with their own shots from deep either, so that's a double-edged sword there.
There's 1:47 left in the fourth. To the paint, here's Alexander.
At the line, Cliff Alexander, taking 2 shots.
First one falls for him.
And, you know, the NBA loves to experiment with different rules in different ways. The D-League last season used international rules for goaltending. And that small change makes a huge impact on the defensive end.
Nicholas Batum. He's checked in for Troy Daniels. And a switch here also for Portland. Harkless is checked in. And the whistle blows as the basket counts in a 3-point play chance right here. One free throw coming up.
Yeah, heads-up aggressive play right there. Saw the smaller man on him and took it straight to the basket.
And for the international rules of goaltending, players are allowed to touch the ball after it hits the iron, even if it is over the cylinder.
I'm not sure if the NBA is going to adapt that rule, but I think it wouldn't be a big deal to adapt it because there aren't a lot of times that play happens in the game. I think it would be a small percentage of those plays over the course of a season.
Back to Batum. And Hawes kicks to Batum. He feeds it to Roberts. Trying to find Hansbrough. Gets it to him. An easy layup after coming off the pick.
Just carrying the load right now offensively, guys. He is not wasting any chances.
From where I sit, Greg, it's a simple deduction. If they want things to be easy on themselves here late, make sure he has the ball.
Here's Frazier. Portland again missing. Well, they're really making a point of keeping the ball moving around.
Yeah, you've got to love this teamwork. I mean, everybody's involved and engaged. It's just a thing of beauty to watch.
It is, and Clark, that's the key. The D can't focus on one player, and no matter what anybody tells you, that ball will always move quicker than the defender. And they're not finished just yet. They're going to make sure about this win.
Yeah, not taking any chances, Greg. This is how you close a game out. Textbook.
And that's the kind of lead pass we've come to expect from him.
Just 1 second between the shot clock and game clock. And Hansbrough slams it in.
And they feel good about this win tonight, guys, defending their home court.
I agree. Job well done. They gave these fans exactly what they wanted.
Harkless kicks to Alexander. That's good.
Textbook. Nice pass. Great catch. Even better finish.
And here is Lamb. Harkless with the steal. So the home crowd happy here as they get the victory. This game may not have been the most exciting we've ever seen, but you have to appreciate just what a clinical performance they put on.
Yeah, they were the superior team in every department, in every category to me, Kevin. I know their fans loved it and appreciated it.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. This is Kevin Harlan saying thank you for watching. Now we'll send it up to the award-winning Ernie Johnson, who is standing by for the postgame show.
The 2K Sports postgame show.
Hello again, everybody. Ernie Johnson, joined by Shaq and Kenny the Jet. Now let's take this opportunity to check out our Jordan player of the game. No matter what they threw at him during the second half, it seemed like he had the answer and was able to find all the shots he wanted.
Just an amazing impact he had in this game after not even being in the starting lineup. He's an other Ernie, and the crowd was loving it. They really enjoyed his style of play. He's going to continue to create more and more new fans for himself. I'm sure of that.
He was dead on from the field tonight, guys. I'd call his performance economical because there was no wasted opportunities. He took advantage of every good look he got. I mean, everything he put up was going in.
And folks, that's it for us. Thank you for tuning in. Always a pleasure. For Kenny the Jet Smith, for Shaquille O'Neal, this is Ernie Johnson. Have a great night.
I want you to know that it's our time. You and me bleed the same light. I want you to know that I'm all yours. You and me are on the same course. I'm slipping down a